billion. Now, this is not unexpected in the sense of this is a company that once was generating a lot of free cash flow and now is negative free cash flow. As I said, its capital needs are enormous. And so the question has been, when will Oracle choose to tap not just the debt markets? Remember, they already did $18 billion in debt in the fall of last year, but the equity markets. And I do want to take a moment to just talk about how rare that is, Jim, for a company of the size of Oracle and the success it's had, and not that long ago, of course, the free cash flow nature of the business, to be tapping the equity markets. Now, by the way, the stock's up. This is a moment of relief for many who are saying, well, now they're going to be able to meet the capital needs they have. Clearing event. But it is fascinating and unusual for a company. I mean, that was not one, $500 billion company to say we're going to raise equity at the market. I know. There's a word in there, and equity in the market. The stock should be down now because they can go jam it if they want to. Right now, they've been jamming. When I say jamming, meaning that they've been talking, they move a little extra at the ATM at the market. But David, one of the things that surprised me is I think a lot of people in the fixed income world were saying, now we get it. We don't have to put $50 billion behind you. Right. And then, but yeah, now, by the way, they've already launched the bond deal, as my understanding as well. Could be as much as 20 to 25 billion. As I said, that follows the $18 billion that they did later in the part of last year, fall or so of last year. And then there's going to be as much as $25 billion in equity, as Jim said. Right. At least $5 billion of that is going to be sort of mandatory convertible, but as much as $20 billion could come from at-the-market sales. And in fact, if you're announcing you're going to do that, you're probably doing it pretty quickly, at least initially. Yeah, to your point. Yeah. But it's a relief rally in the sense of, all right, they've got the funding needs covered at least for this year. Nothing says, Jim and Carl, that the next year they're not going to have to continue. Okay, a really big data center, let's get this straight, costs $30 to $50 billion, right? The big one. And if you do this deal, remember when Larry Ellison was bumping up, like, I don't know the exact number, but like a plethora, okay? Yes. But $50 billion, and he raises $50 billion, but you have a nice big data center. How about all the other data centers? The data center demand is so big that you're going to need a lot more. Maybe Oracle's going to just do a giant one instead of doing multiple ones. Right. I don't know what the plan is. Interesting story today in the Journal about pushback in certain areas of the country, certainly rural areas. You're talking about Michigan in particular, where residents of a particular area that I'm not sure was it Meta potential that they said no to. But you're right. The capital needs are enormous. We've talked to the CEOs, the co-CEOs about it previously when I spoke.
Hey, good morning, everybody that's with me so far. We have a bunch of people coming on and Zoom as well. So right now I'm going to just setting up some ones I might look at today that hit the scanners. We'll go over those scanners real quick too, so if you don't have them, you can, I'm sure most of you that are on early here probably have them, but now the first one I use is the consolidation scanner, which is this one here. So that one is kind of showing what I was looking at right now, in moving 15 cents within it. And then the other one, I've detached them obviously. The other one, number 2, is this is in the 1 minute candle, it's between $25 and $400 and has to move with 15 cents in the 1 minute candle again. This is saying it on all of them right now because I used this setup to get this across here. I labeled it that, but the consolidation wasn't on 15 cents. This one is though. And then these are all coded, and they all say this, but don't. And then this is the third one, which is number 3, which is this is the 50K one. It only needs to move 50K per 1 minute. The others were 100K per 1 minute. So you're going to get a few different stocks here than what you would normally get on those bigger ones. So this is going to give us more than enough. So we're not going to even. We're just going to probably look at 2 or 3 stocks. Let me go ahead and get rid of CNBC. This is just background noise and annoying. I haven't really checked the systems here for the stream for a bit, so I'm assuming everything's good to go. I've got Benzinga up as well. I also have I have a watch list that I put together just generally that pretty much has the heavy hitters I use over and over and over again. It has that same marked labeled the same way because I like the headings that one had on it, so it's just a quick and easy way to do it. But so I have videos about how to set up your scanners and stuff. So if you don't know how to do that, you should watch those videos. So I don't know if which ones we're gonna trade this morning. The ATRs will pop up automatically. They're on this 1 minute chart. Yeah, the multiple range. So I'm not gonna mark any of those. I also have the range tracker up here, market magnet, multi-time alignment, whole and half dollar, which will also pop up when the market opens. The MACD crossover. I turned off the alerts here, so not everybody's hearing my alerts. Buy-sell oscillator. So this is loaded with every prop firm, with the way that the prop firm traders, they teach their traders, to learn. So, and then this is down here too. And I believe this one is free still over at the $1 Million Margin Club. One of these is totally free. You should, if you don't have it, you should pick it up. And that's what's on our 1 minute chart here, which is, it's not going to look as crowded when I start trading. I've got the news up, which you don't normally see, up. And then this is the market pulse over here. So it's showing you what everybody's doing. It's pretty bad news today, actually. But, it starts that way sometimes, and then all of a sudden the market takes off. So you just don't know with this. And my studio is extremely cold. It's extremely cold where I'm at. Everything's been cold lately. So here's a rundown. Charlie's giving me the rundown here. So NVIDIA is predicted to go down bias. Tesla down. Palantir is neutral or slightly up. AMD neutral. Micron MU is neutral. Broadcom or AVGO is neutral. TSM is neutral. Amazon neutral. See, this is pretty lame. Netflix neutral. Google neutral. Baba neutral. Coin down. That's why I took a look at that. That might be worth shorting. Although from what I've been hearing, really, it seems like crypto may have bottomed. It's hitting all the markers to have bottomed right now out, so it could be starting to go up. That's just what my people are saying. Oracle is the only one that's up because the rally on AI investment plans, really. Let's take a look at that. Why is that not going to? Do I not have that? Oh, I don't have that set linked into my stuff. Okay, here we go. Let's take a look at the 5 minute on this for a second. Yeah, wow. So that news that came out. I thought it was bad news this morning that they were that they weren't going to get as much investment. So that guy, he must have come on. What time was that? 6:25. That might have happened right after CNBC started. There might have been some news on that. That's interesting, huh? And that's not a particularly expensive stock, too. But look at the average volume is not what we really want to see to trade it, as far as the scalp and recoil, as far as like trying to get a big bump and then jump the opposite direction. That's what you're doing there. You're trading on the recoil. Let me just take a look. Obviously, you can't tell on the pre-market here, but oh, this is the free one. Isn't lit up here, but it will pop up. Try to tighten this just a little bit so I have a little bit more room to trade. Like this doesn't need to be this wide, that's for sure. Oh, I did that because of the buttons. Okay. I have so many different layouts. I just so we're just going for 100 to 200, 100, 150, right? Is that what we talked about? Continuing down, IRNT is neutral, hood is down by, so I think I said that SPY is down, QQQ is down, IWM is down. The futures are down right now. There's bubble concerns about tech. Crypto remains weak, but like I was saying, I think it's hit all of its down markers. Let's see. I think that's pretty much it. Says you're getting my volume. I feel like I'm missing something this morning. I haven't streamed in a while on YouTube. But everything seems to be playing here, so. Well, I guess I'll hear like crazy if it didn't go. Let me get set up to trade. I'm not going to trade the open, so we're just going to be watching. I know I always say that, but I'm not going to trade I don't want to trade the open to start this month of trading. So we can start to mark out the ones that we may trade, and Oracle actually might be one that we may want to trade. So let me take a look at the fibs here. So why don't I have a low? Oh, there's the low. Okay. Let me go ahead and let me get some fib levels in here. Oh, it's going to be one of those days where everything's so sensitive I can't even move the... I'll start there and pull it up. Okay. Now I'm only going to do the 2-day fib if we have... I mean, this is like kind of like the perfect sort of consolidating action that we're looking for. But it's going to be less than 50K per 1 minute. So it'd be interesting to see what the spread's going to be like. Although it might be higher because of the news on it. 54.72. All right, 73, close enough. Let's fix that. Might as well make it exact. And then this one was off too, so this is supposed to be at 50 cents. Any of those going to come into play? Yeah, that one did. Look at that. It stopped dead right there and flipped around. So that seems to be in the right spot. We're just going to do that one for now. And we're going to be going on whole and half dollar, obviously, guys. Like is the best way to trade these types of large caps and mega cap stocks. So the next one... Intel, really? I feel like Intel couldn't possibly give us the action that we need. That hit the scanner. Just very odd that it did. I feel like there won't be... Well, I'll mark it up a little bit just in case it's... You guys can mark along with me if you're interested. And then we can pop... Look at that. I caught that first time. Let me just see if this warrants a 2-day fib. Not really. Well, yeah. The one we get into seeing which one's really moving, consolidating the way we want, we might mark the 2-day fibs. We, as in me, I might, and my people. So, the voice is in my head. Okay, hope everybody had a good weekend. I'll be trading pretty much most of this week live on YouTube, and then that's what you guys see. And then I am heading down to Mexico the middle of next week. I might be preparing or doing stuff that I can't do it, but I'm not going to be gone as long as I was the last time, so it will be nice and warm, 70 degrees down there, so they say, as opposed to like 30 or below. Well, I've got that. I hesitate to. I'll take a look at Tesla. It's kind of a good go-to stock if we're not doing well. I can make money very, very quickly on this, as you guys have seen. I just don't. It's expensive, and I don't highly recommend that you trade this stock, although it's really slowed down from what it used to be. The problem it used to have, the volatility slowed down a bit on this one. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, okay. Well, it's respecting this fibs pretty well. Yep. But the whole and half dollars are gonna pop up, as well as, of course, our indicators to help us trade that. Apple's probably going to be too slow. I see I have an old Apple layout, so let's get rid of that. And see. $268, huh? $243. Okay, that's a pretty good range over the 10-day. Come on. Don't do it. Don't do it. There we go. I could type all these in, of course, but I kind of feel like that takes longer too. Boom, boom. We had a real high there. What does this look like now? Yeah, so that's good. If we trade this one, we definitely want to do the 2-day fib and tighten up our channels. I mean, this might be, it's a safer stock to trade. Clearly, it doesn't move the way the other stocks move. Going down next, do we want to forget AMD? No, we can't forget AMD. This is another one that can kind of go to. Remember, your fibs are always left to right, so it can be low to high or high to low. Man, sometimes I just hit those right off. Let's see what this looks like. So AMD was predicted to go down, right? Neutral. Earnings are due later this week on this one. But this seems a little low from how it had been trading. Let's take a look at the daily for a second. This might be interesting to look at the open. No, I don't want to trade at the open. I'm just going to look at it just in case. See, this is a 50, 100, and 200 moving average. And if you looked at those, actually, let me go back and look at those. Yeah, so we're in the middle of the golden cross, the 50 passing the 200. As the 100 gets closer to it, that's a sign that it might be coming back down, starting to come back down. Now, this isn't, you don't want to, the death cross and the golden cross aren't really good for scalping, but it does help you kind of see the general sentiment when you're trying to pick a biased. There's our ATRs kicking in on the daily right there, high, low, and middle, so we're right in the between. So you have other levels here on this one, 267. So it came back down. Where is this? Yeah, so we're really due to go back up again. I mean, it was down to 200. So again, when you look at that for scalping, it's a little dangerous. I'm just trying to get a bias, and I would trade this long bias. This is what I would trade this. So it says neutral. Let's see if at the open, if it pops down. Some of the ones I didn't get into marking: Microsoft, Netflix, Amazon. I did Oracle briefly. AMD's hitting on all three scanners. Oracle's just hitting on one. No, Oracle's hitting on two, actually. So Oracle might be one to look at. I wonder if that spread's going to be crazy on that. Let's take a look at Oracle at the open. This could be insane. Okay, so Charlie, in case I do trade, I'm going to do my welcome for the Zoom people, guys. Hey, good morning, everybody. This is the professor with Day Trading for Success. Here I'm with a group of people live streaming on YouTube, as well as my Zoom people, quite a few people up on Zoom. Remember, I'm not a licensed financial advisor. You should seek the advice of someone licensed before you try to emulate or follow any of my trading styles. And be careful out there. Always trade in a simulator before you trade with real money, and always have a day trading plan that you follow that has maximum loss per trade and maximum loss per day. Today we're going to be trading this scalp and recoil strategy. We are looking at the scanners have hit, and basically on the professor's consolidation scanner, we looked at some of these MU and NVIDIA, and the bell's about to go off. And then the other one we looked at was the professor's 50K. I'm sorry, the professor's volume price in the 1 minute candles. So this is moving at least 15 cents and 100,000 volume per 1 minute. Although I don't know if Oracle's really going to do that. It hit the scanner, said that it was. So we'll see. But we're going to be looking at that at the open here, Oracle. So here's some of the others. And we're basically, the scalp and recoil strategy is you're waiting for a strong move in one direction, and then you go the opposite direction for a very short period of time, sort of like a snake striking, recoiling. And that's how we do it. And a lot of people email me because I am offering something where I will diagnose your trading style. We can have a private Zoom meeting. If you're interested in that, you should email the professor's email and say that you're interested in that, and we will get back to you. There's a lot of people, so I'm only going to be able to do so many per week. And you should be prepared, but they will have something to say. I say I'm working with other people to help me with this. They give you a list of how to prep so you don't. It's not a get to know me in my personal life type of Zoom. It's to help you trade. And so if you're interested in that. So we've got about 3 minutes to the open here. And I don't think I'm going to take a trade. I will look at it, though, just to see. And I do have, I will be on the scalp and recoil doing more ask and bid. I have my account hidden because it will flash up on those. And I might be using flat. And I will not be doing reverse with everybody here. So it's different than some of the other videos you might see. And I'm pretty loaded with the prop firm custom indicators here, and they'll probably come into play quite a bit. When the market opens, you're going to see this flood with indicators like the whole and half dollar, the ATR levels, and that's going to help me zoom in on what I might want to do. Oracle's expected to be up rallying, so unless it's already been built in. So it was all the way up to 175. So we might want to look for it. You can see how far it goes here. If I decide to trade this on the open, let me go a lower share size, guys. Remember, I do not recommend you trade at the open. I said like 5 times I wasn't going to do it, and I'm breaking down thinking I might do it based on the catalyst of this stock. I'm so used to trading the momentum on light speed where I will, buy high and sell higher, buy high, as it goes up. I don't usually short with those, but you can arrange to have a lot of those momentum stocks arrange to short them. Just reading. No new news. 9:14 was the latest news on this. It's 45 seconds, guys. I think I have the bell turned off, so you probably won't hear the bell. And welcome if you just came on. Well, let's see what happens here. Trade in the first candle is literally can be suicide. And of course, Thinkorswim doesn't handle it well. But look at that fib. It's a $4 fib basically. So $4 ceiling and floor. Here we go. 8 seconds. It's a race. I think I will win. There we go. Market open. $1.5 came in. Let's see what the market magnet's going to do, although it's a little early for me to worry about that. There's your ATR high, so we are now trending above the RV high, and there's the other high up there, the actual ATR full high. So it's kind of dead, huh? It's not moving much. This is why I thought, I don't know about this stock. So, or is it just not keeping up with it here? Yeah, this is kind of talked me right out of trading this at the open because it's like nothing's happening here. Going down. I thought the news was bad on this stock. We're going to get into trading more as we get 15 minutes, 20 minutes, a half hour into the market here. Obviously, you guys are responsible for your own trades. Do what you want to do. I'm looking at this to go up based on the news, but I really want to see some. There was our volume on opening candles. That's terrible. That's terrible. And I don't know what the fills will be like on this, but with 50 shares, it shouldn't be a problem. But who knows? Okay, whoa, huh? How many people just got destroyed right there? Oh my God, huh? That's a bad one. That really is tempting to get in there, I got to tell you, and to go long. So that went down. How many dollars? $4 in a split second. Broke into the range. There's your ATR low on the RV. There's another 163 you would think would be I need to get a look at this before I even consider this. This is definitely risky to trade. So 154 low on that. I don't want to get sucked into this. I don't know if it's going to keep going down, so I can't. I don't have any signs that there's no indicators that tell me to jump on a short. Usually when I see something like this, I go the opposite way. 30-cent spread. Yeah, it's still going down. It's one of the reasons I didn't jump on that. Let me take a look across the board here. We've got AMD is up $5. Holy crap. What happened there? It was supposed to be neutral. Look at it go. NVIDIA up just is even money. Now, I heard something about this AMD. And it must have been NVIDIA talking about it, Wong talking about it, because he was on the news this morning. We might want to keep a look at this. We don't want to try to ride this for the safe scalp and recoil / consolidating type strategy because, Yes, we might get lucky. This could keep going up. I mean, I might just try to trade this, but on a very low share size and make some money, but it is a little risky. Yeah, I think maybe we'll go in here as our first one, guys. Whoa, right when it dropped. Is that the top? Right when I was going to go in. Just like, yeah, okay. We'll go ahead and see how it filled us. 57. That wasn't too bad, considering, you know, how it was just moving there. Just did 50 shares. Try to get our feet wet with a small trade here. See if it picks us up there. This is what I mean. You know, when you do this, the ask and the bid, you don't get their little dark pool. So I'm way the heck up there. Just one more spike and I'm out. This is why I keep flattened, because the way it's been filling lately has not been the best. So there we go. So $32 on the first trade of AMD. I think I'd look for a little dip, sort of and look for the recoil back up. It's moving wonky, huh? Look at for this stock to be having that kind of a spread. I already had a trade there if I'd picked it up. Another trade, so this could be the beginning of it's all done, though. That's a pretty big red candle there. I don't know why it went up. It wasn't supposed to. It was neutral. Earnings are later this week, but, you know, it is pretty low for... You know, it's going to have a good earnings report. You know it is. Okay, we missed that trade. Oh, boy. Here comes the ATR. That would be a good spot to short. There's the even dollar, 42. Wow, why is that so strong? I hesitate to short that off that ATR, I got to tell you. Hesitate to short that. But there it goes. Will it reject off that ATR? That's 42.35. I wouldn't really call that a rejection. Nope, it broke right through it. Man, I wish I was just riding that. I hope some of you are. Look at that go, huh? Well, I would want to dip. I might dip off the ATR, so that's at 35. The ATR is... I kind of just want to get in this. This is going out of control here. I think we want to get in this and see what it's going to do for us. But you got to have a spot that, you know, your max loss. If it's holding the 42 now. I'm sorry, the 43 now. Even. I just still have not got in it yet. All right, I'm going to try to get in it there at 77. Didn't pick me up. Wow, this is why I hate ask and bid on Thinkorswim. It hit my number and didn't pick me up. And I already lost that trade. It would have been a 50-cent trade and annoying. I don't know. I think I'm going to have to use market to get anything to get filled just like normal here, where I'm going to get slippage. Ugh. And then I missed the trade because I couldn't get in it. Annoying. Let me get. All right, so 91, even though I tried to get it at 70 something. Yeah, now it's going down. You know, let's see if it's really going to go down or just another little. Again, I'll probably sell market, even though I won't get as much, just because, or I won't lose as much, however you want to look at it. Just because I feel like I'm not going to get filled. Market's going to fill me all the time, you know, especially with 50 shares. So that's not a problem. They just get to make money. So if it broke down past this, then I would take a loss. Past the ATR. There we go. There we go. I'll go ahead and get out for a small profit. So 61. So 2 good trades. They're not, this isn't the scalp and recoil. This is more like buy the dip is what we're doing right now. Our spread is not much here. I mean, our target range is not much, 50 cents. So, of course, if I had held it, you know, I thought it might keep doing that. But so here's our fib. It should reject off that fib. That's at 44.24. It rejected at the 44. Do I want to short this stock? Probably not. Until I see a real rejection. 20, yeah, it blew right through it. And that's where I was thinking about shorting it. So that fib did not hold. The even dollar did for a second. Our average is high enough per the 1 minute candles. I mean, buying in at around the 44 level, 244 would probably be a good idea if we get a dip down there, the even dollar, if it even gets down there again. I'm only going to say that for a short period of time, depending on how far it goes up. But now I'm thinking that we just want to ride this thing, you know, get in it at a dip and then ride it. I am going to do market again, even though it's going to give me a worse fill. Oh, 9. Open that fib, and the 44 even's going to hold it. This is really only a quarter of my position. I think they're deciding that earnings are going to be really good this morning, huh? This is just scalping, guys, so, you know, I run 91% accurate on scalping. But one bad trade can destroy you, so you have to remember to cut your losses. See if we can break this over 100 on this trade. Looking for a good distance here. That would be up to 45. Yeah, here we go. We'll take that. Ah, it went down to 4 cents off the 100. How many people have watched me do that live? I'm going to stop at 10,000, 9,980. So that's close to our goal. I wonder if this is going to keep going up. I want to go look at Oracle again, because we haven't really even got into the strategy that I was planning to trade this morning. Wow, so it went down. Good that we didn't jump on that, huh? I mean, there was some money to be made right there. Yeah. All right, so I'm not even interested in this. So let's see what MU's doing. I had marked this out earlier. Again, so it broke through it broke $10 higher because it broke through all this level. Oh my God, so MU did amazing already. What is MU up here? Yep, MU's $10 up, exactly. we're going to take a look at this, guys, and see if we can do a scalp and recoil here. So it's gone. Wow. It's really, you know, this is how it's been going. Last week we were trading this range, and it's doing the same thing. It's going amazing range here, tremendous opportunities, or you could lose your butt. So why don't we, if we're going to even try this, guys, let's lower the share size. We'll go to $25. And you can lose that. You can lose $250 on this stock already had you done that, you know, even at just 25 shares. So be careful. Of course, I don't know what you can afford, you know. It's definitely hit all the markers again. That's why it keeps hitting the scanners. So that's the 9. This is the 20 moving average. 420 is definitely a number that you'd want to try to. Wow, it broke it. I was thinking about going in there. Ooh, boy, is it just going to retrace the whole way down here? So here is your VWAP right here, and the buy-sell oscillator says go up from here. And then here's your fib way down here. So we opened way down here at 13. We could short it and go down with it, but it's just like a falling knife right now. I don't know. Really, the ATR turned it around, huh? And it went $3 above it. Oh, wow. That was a fast turnaround. So I don't know if this, you guys are ready for this. This is pretty risky here. I know the Zoom people are, of course, but let's take a look here. So made a tweezer move there. It's going to break right through the 22. My God, look at it go, huh? 40-cent spread. 63. So there's your spread right there. So we get a dip here, another dip. I'll try to get in at 12 cents, 11 cents. Got me. Look how fast that killed me. That's how fast you can get hurt. So be careful on this one. We're just at 25 shares here, and it's like, look at that, from $15 up to $5 down. There you go. So we made our first little trade on this stock. And you can see if you're doing 500 or 700 shares like I do, how much money you can make on this or lose. Again, we are not doing the strike and recoil still, so. How far are we in? So we're getting close enough now. If we can find a consolidating stock, we can do what I intended to do here. Let's take a look at Apple. To try to show you guys so we're ranging from 62 down to 59. This is pretty good for consolidating. Here's our Scalp Pro meter. Let's get a good look at this. We've got good volume on Apple. Right now it's on an up move, but it's a long way from being strong enough. Let me zoom in a little more here from where it started to. I'll go from the fib over and get a closer look at this. There's a gravestone there. What's our 5-minute look like? It's a little early for that. Everything's up here across the board on Apple, as you can see. We're coming up on the next 5-minute right here. Here's our next 5-minute changeover. So let me assess this the best way I would trade this. I would go short off the fib. Well, man. Yeah, I mean, I tend to go long here on a dip, and then, or if I went short here, I wouldn't ride it past there. So that's only 40 cents. So where was our high? Our high was way up here, 64. Should be marked here. There's our high. And that's the ATR high. That's the high from the market magnet. So volume went down with sellers, see, so that you can see that, and the buyers are at the top of that. So this is showing that it's still going to go up. That's what the indicators say. You now have a floor, an ATR RV, ATR holding it, and you got a fib kind of stopping. There's a little tiny channel right there, 40-cent channel, 43-cent channel. It just broke through it. What is that? What is that? I thought that was a fib. Oh, that's the 100-day moving average. Hang on. Yes, we're at the 100-day moving average. So that's important. That is a rejection right there. So that's at 69. What is that at? 70 cents. Yeah, I would tend to. There's not much of a spread, so I'm going to use market. See if it gets me up there. I'm going to try that. I'm going to try to short that. I know that's counterintuitive, but that usually you'll get a rejection off of the day, the 100 moving average. But if it doesn't back me up on that soon, I'm going to get out for a lesser loss here. Oh, what was that fill? Oh, that fill was terrible. Okay, was that? No, that's what I wanted. That's right. I was thinking I wanted the even dollar. So yeah, I'm going to get out of this. It's still going up. So I don't think I want to short it. Yeah, that's my first bad trade. $12 down. I thought it might reject there, and it just didn't. So I'd rather just lick my wounds with a smaller loss. It looks like it's going to break its high too, 64 roughly. There's the high right there. So it's like 60. All right, so we need it to come back and forth here, or we can't recoil it. So weird how it said the whole market was going to be neutral. Now everything's just going up. So let's see, what is the SPY doing here? So I got 2 good trades and 1 bad trade. Trying to find the SPY on the scanner. Oh, here it is over here. Oh, SPY's up $4 here. QQQ is up a lot, $6. And Apple's up $3. Nvidia is right steady. Tesla is down. Palantir is even. AMD is continuing to go up. It's at 244 now. MU is way up, 426. So it's up higher than it was. It's $14. It was $10 up when we were looking at it. Then it had come back down. Did it find a top? Can we start consolidating a little bit, Mr. Apple? You're usually good for that. Looking to buy down here as it heads toward the fib, toward the 100 moving average, I mean. I'm going to go ahead and get in there. It's 97. Try to get back what I just lost. We'll start with that, and then what's our high over here? 64. There's even money, but maybe we can make a good trade out of this. No. I like the fact that it's going back and forth, because that's going to give us some opportunities here in a few minutes. I mean, obviously, if it ripped, I'd be happy too, because I'd make money, but I'm just looking for us to try to use this strategy a little bit better. Stalling right there, huh? That's at the 63.50 mark. Let's just take some profit. So I got rid of the loss. We're over $100 for the day. And now let's hope we get some back and forth here. Let's watch it a little bit. Let's raise our share size. What level is that? So it hit. But it didn't quite make it to the high, which is over here. That's the high right there. Well. Wow, it went all the way down to that 100, huh? So this is what we're looking for. So that would have been a great strike recoil right there. I was messing around with the stupid support line and I didn't see it. So let's look for something like that again. That came all the way down to 62.70. So this is moving enough, no matter which way you go, short or long, it's moving enough that we can take advantage of those moves. You just don't want to get greedy. Just get in, get out, and then start racking up the trades, you know. Here comes our market magnet. Right here. So volume's gonna, where's the magnet? Down here. Yeah. So this is telling us it's about to go up. Because the magnet's gonna pop up. There it is. So that's a springboard. I'd love to get a little dip here first, but because we're right at near where it stopped before. Can you give me a little dip here? It's going to go up in the next, within a minute. So let's get a dip. That's a good indicator to have, the magnet. I mean, it's not right all the time. It just stalled right at it there. So, oh, there it goes. I was looking for a dip. There it goes. Okay, so it called it. I didn't get on it. Hope maybe some of you did. There's the top of the magnet there. Means it might go up even higher here. That was already the trade, you know. Now it's recoiling. You can see the MACD sent it back down right there. That's what that white arrow is. Well, we wanted to consolidate, and this is nice and slow now. We just got to call it right on the recoil. There was a recoil, 20 cents, missed it. Looking for more of a short dip. Darn. This is nice. We're making a nice channel here. Let me kind of smooth this out. This is generally area it's been stopping. Okay, I'm going to try to get a recoil on a short there. Decides to go through the roof on me here. Looking for it to recoil back where it was just moments ago. The longer it takes, the riskier it's not, you know, not doing what I need it to do. Don't want to see it break 64. So this is a recoil attempt here. I'll take that. So $8, whatever. Wasn't a lot. Could have held it a little longer, but the fact that it stalled up there got me worried. So obviously, if that was a couple hundred shares, you'd have more money. But that's what we're looking for, the opposite of the direction it's going. So it's striking, and you're riding it the opposite way. In that case, it was short. This time, we're looking to buy it as it dips down here. I'd like to see it closer to 63, as long as it keeps this consolidating action right here. This is the micro that the 5-minute traders don't see. We're coming up on a 1 hour, and that could change things, so we want to be careful. We're hitting the 9 moving average down there. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get in there because it does look like it's just about to go right back up. So hitting, making its own little flat bottom here. Oops. And we'll get out on a decent recoil. So now we're up again. So we made $10 on that trade. I saw that the buy-sell oscillator is sending it down. So you don't want to get greedy because look what happened, right? And now we're going to hit the 1 hour in about 35 seconds. And the 1 hour traders are seeing nothing but green, as you can see right here. So a lot of them might jump on Apple. A lot of them might take their profit right there. We know that Tim Cook kind of dropped a whole bunch of money in what's her name's movie, and we know he is favored by Trump right now. So that's good news for Apple. Shouldn't be work like that, but that's another conversation. So we're just over $100 for the morning, trading with the 25 and 50 shares. So what does that equal? If you do that every trading day, you have $2,000, a little more. You have, $2,200 a month or something. That's all with risking so little. It's consistency that you want to do. You don't want to see all these amazing profits and jump right in and think you can do that. You need to build month after month, year after year. Can you consistently make this money? Then you have some set aside to risk, and you can grow your share size. That's what it is. But right now, teaching you how to scalp, you want strike and recoil. So as it goes up here, what was our high up here in the 80 cents? I would tend to want to sell it up here. There it is. It's 83. I'm going to go ahead and sell it there. I got it at 86, and I'll look for the recoil back down. I'll get it there, and it before it filled me, it played shenanigans with me there, but I got another $9 and something there. So now, and I got out quick because now it would be hurting me. It would be going up. So you're just looking for that fast recoil, and you have to kind of judge the speed of the stock. I always say you look over here, and does it move 10 to 20 cents or whatever in 15 seconds? Just count and look at either of these numbers will work. And this is, these indicators are helping you do that, and it's setting your range. You're not, once you exceed this target range from the last 5 candles, then you're going against the norm. Where does the crowd trade, and they trade at $half and whole dollars. Now I just made these blue lines and just to show like a bit of a channel, but they would be the weakest type data that we have here right now. Our fibs would be strong data. But I'll tend to do this as I trade to kind of see where I want to hit a recoil, and then occasionally it breaches it. So you just gotta, you gotta maybe get out where you got in, or take a lesser loss. Don't take any profit and then reset because it's channel hopped then. Because I've kind of created a channel here. If you read the RV strategy book, Day Trading Volume 1, it's all about setting the channels, the ranges, and then trading ceilings and floors. And they just constantly repeat on large cap and mega caps, as most of you know from watching me. But I think we found a pretty good one here to safely trade for everybody. It is trendy. I would say it's long biased for sure. So you want to have a bias in case you get stuck. But max loss per trade would be the way to go. So Charlie is trading along with us today with her group. They're trading 200 shares, I see. So they're doing pretty good. So here we go. Now we have a short opportunity here. I'm just trying to see if it's going to have a top. I'll go ahead and got got in at the wrong. I'm gonna get out of that real quick. I got out of that real quick. I made $6, but I didn't like my entry position. As it turned out, it was a decent trade, but decent. Well, $6. So it's all perspective. So it's all perspective, guys. I'm looking to go long down here again. So this is coming below the magnet, which means it's going to keep going down usually. So be careful recoiling too quick here on a long. But it did just pull back. It stopped at the 50 cent. There it goes. Yeah, so that's what I was saying, like, be careful. There's 29. I'm going to go ahead and try that on a recoil up and hope it's not just going to fade here. So let's see, take a chance here, which is what it's all about. But you're reading the data, so it's an educated strategy that you're trading. And we want to see this recoil up maybe a little further than we did. There's a decent trade, so we're up to 47. So I believe we're about 150 for the day. And you can see, and I'm 100%. No, I think I missed one trade, right? I missed an Apple trade. Not 100%. But because I haven't taken a lot of trades, I'm probably only running 75 to 80%. But I know I've missed one trade out of all the trades I've made. And the reason I bring that up is not to brag. It's to talk to you about why trading in this consolidation can be really safe. It's not fireworks. You know, it's just consistent money if you're careful. If it doesn't do the recoil you want, get out for $4, $6, $8, $10, whatever it might be. Get out, because you're going to live to be profitable the next time. And then you're consistently being more profitable if you just, take it easy, take it real easy. You might only be trading 5 shares. You want to build your way up slowly but surely. This is what I can consistently do day after day, and I show it a lot of the times day after day, so you don't have to take my word for it. You can believe your lying eyes when you watch me do it. And it's just, but it can go wrong too, so, be careful. But I'm trying to show you that this is now we just passed the half-hour open, so let me just see what everything did. So NVIDIA staying steady. It's been really boring. NVIDIA used to be the stock, right? Tesla's down $2. Apple's up $3. We're trading that. Palantir is even money. MU is still, it's $12 up right now. So everything's slowed down. Usually at 10 a.m., a half hour after the market opens in the New York Stock Exchange in the East Coast of the United States, there is a push for the direction that it was moving, and you can usually jump on that, as you see me do that with the RV strategy, guys. But this is really safe consolidation. So you find a stock that's finding channels, and the 5-minute just looks like it's steadily moving up, but on the 1 minute, you can take advantage of these little moves here. So as we cross the 1 hour, remember it was green, it went up, right? Not a lot, but it went up. So as it crossed over, it was down here at 263.22, and it went up almost $1. And that's, for Apple, that's a move. So we're getting to a point where we can do now remember, it could break channels, it could break trends. So, I should have got in way down there at the 29. I already had a trade. I was talking, but that's what I'm looking to do. And I wanted to warn you that, as always, if it keeps going down, pick a spot. Oops, it didn't do what I wanted it to do, and get out. It's not going to work all the time, but it's pretty consistently accurate, and that's what you're looking for. So again, we're getting near its high. So there's the high day right up there. That's the market magnet marks at that dash line. There's the top of the market magnet, which is no joke. You want to watch that. That's based on a 50% large cap number. So that you expect a rejection at the even dollar up here, 64. See how fast that rejected? There was already a recoil opportunity there, but it's pounding up. So I'm going to wait because it looks like it wants to make a move here much higher. Now, these are set really sensitively. Sometimes it doesn't even get to where these wicks show. So I have this really, I call them shadow wicks. This is really sensitive. So you can now look at the ask and bid here. I mean, this is what it's going to give you. The market maker is going to give you this number up here. So since the ask and bid I was using and it wasn't filling me even on tiny shares, so I changed my mind. Stalling here. It wants to make a breakout, so I'm waiting for the breakout. I don't want to recoil off this. There it goes. So 10 cents up, 22 cents up. There it goes. So if it's going to do that again, I'll hit it. We already had a recoil. Yeah, I missed it. It's only going to recoil back to the 64 even now. So whatever you grab it at, yeah, as I said that, it went way below it. So I would be definitely interested in buying it long down here. So if it breaks down here a little bit, we're going to go long because it's already shown that it's going to break out here. So from that 64 even. So let's see if we can get a little bit bigger dip. I'm being very conservative here with everybody, so you shouldn't be following my trades anyway, but I'm talking you through how to be wicked conservative here and just start to bank the money. It's moving about 30 cents back and forth, which is definitely enough to bank some money here. You know, they've gone up to 200 shares. They're making some money here. Going to keep it tight for everybody. 87. I shouldn't look at the bid. I got to look right here because that's what I'm going to get. All right, I'm going to go ahead a little bit out of boredom, but I didn't wait for it to get all the way down here because I thought maybe that was all I was going to get. So I'll just take that. So we got up to $60, and that was a little recoil action. See this coming in here? It's going to pull the magnet up, which is going to pull all price action up. So if we can catch a long on a dip right here, that's what we want to go for. So these indicators are no jokes, guys. They literally tell you what's going to happen. So I got in at 79. So we're looking for it to pop up. It looks like it's about to go even higher. We'll take that. So we got, it looked like it slipped, right? I had $10, but I saw the buy sell oscillator sending it down. So I decided to not ride it all the way up. But I say that because I think it will go up still higher, back up to where it was going, up in the 22 range. So now the 5 minute is showing a little bit of consolidation here. And you can gamify this. I mean, I talk to gamers all the time. It's like a game. It's like a game as long as you remember that when you see the number go red, pointing to my screen, when you see the number go red up here, you know, it's the game can become not fun if you're not careful. So, but it is just like, you know, you're predicting based on, it's not, your intuition is based on everything you're seeing, and it's telling you what's about to happen. And you get, the longer you do it, the more years you practice, the easier it gets to just call these day after day after day. It's not rocket science. It might seem like it's rocket science. Take away everything on this whole layout except this chart and just focus in on this. Forget about all this other stuff. You know, I have it here so you guys can see the data I'm using, but if you just tuned in and you're going, I don't know what I'm watching here, just you're watching this pattern and you're watching these numbers go up and down, and you're trying to slip in when you get into the zone and you catch the rhythm between its high and its low. You go short when it goes, there we go. So I did tell you that it was going to go up there, and there it indeed is up there. And I'm going to go ahead and get in at 33 for a recoil. So I'm waiting for it to recoil back down. I could have waited a little longer, but I think it's going to go down. Bouncing off that whole dollar number there. The longer it takes to go down, the more worried I get. But so we're looking for something more than $4. Now, obviously, you do the higher share size, you make a lot more money when you do this. But you just want to be careful because look, see, it's going against me now, and it can hurt me here. So most of the things you remember with mega cap and large cap is that 90% of the time, they're going to retrace. You know, you might have to wait, you know, for a while. You might want to wait the day. I don't like how it's moving. It looks like it's going to keep going up. So I'm going to wait this recoil out a second longer. Now that, it's hard to tell if that increased volume was for it to go up or down. I don't like the sign of it. So it's taken too long, and I kind of want to get out of this move. So we'll wait. We'll see if we can get a dip down here to get out of this. Because it didn't really recoil the way I wanted. So let's see. Looks like it's starting to. Come on, baby. Pull back down. We want to pull back down. I broke into a southern accent. Okay. 27 cents. Think it would have given it to me? Probably not. It would have slipped. I would have lost a couple bucks. There we go. Come on. Make a big pound down. Pound and down. No, that's up. That's not. Oh, boy. Not looking good. Now, I'm only at a quarter of my position. One of the ways I could handle this is to add to my position. Except I'm not liking the look of this. And it's already gone past where I would really have wanted to lose. So, yeah, 20. I was going to say $20. Now it's 23. So now I've got to figure out if I want to take a chance here and lose all of our profits or. So there's the high ATR, and that's what's holding me into this move. Don't want to see it break that. That's at 65 even. If it goes through that with some authority, I've got to take the hit and get out of this trade. So you'll see me make another. Oh, wow. Did it ever? It really hurt me there. 65. Yeah, okay. I thought it was going to pull back down. And this is what I mean by having a max loss and 94. Is it going to fade now? It might really reject now, so let me try to see if we're going to get a rejection here. Two seconds longer here, holding into this move. Waited it out, so I got back to a decent loss. If I, you know, a better loss for, because we're not making much money here, so. Okay, so the whole dollar didn't hold it, so I'm just going to get out. So I think I made like 50 cents or I lost something, but I don't trust that this is going to keep going down. So at one point you saw I could have lost like $30. So I held that a little too long considering our share size. And this was holding, so it did reject off that, you know. So it did reject off. It went a little high, scared me, made a new high. So now we're into the buying situation off the 64. Actually, I'm going to go in right now. I don't think it's going to keep going down. So now we're going to go long again. And now we're in a way better position to ride this up for a decent trade. What goes up must come down. We'll just take a small gain, 75. Let's not get greedy. And, of course, I could have made a lot more money. But what I did there is I kept it safer by taking that. And I almost sold, and would have only been like $40 when I was down. You know, it was touch and go. This line stopped me. It also dragged me higher, or I would have maybe got out at 15 negative. But because of that, I was like, hold it. And of course, had I added into 100 shares, I would have made a nice profit as it recoiled. But so let's talk about that, because I didn't put up the trading rules. And typically, I say only enter 25% of your position. And then an advanced way to trade is to, if it goes against you, to add with the intention that you always were going to add at that level. Like you were going to add share size. So then your price point becomes better, and then add again. And I always say double the position. So 50 to 100, 100 to 200, that would have been my max share size. Let me just see with Apple. No, Apple, I can only go to 150 on this account, only because I can go much higher, but only because I don't want to hold it. If I made it into a swing, I don't want to hold it into a margin situation where its margin is going to only give me two times overnight, and they're going to charge me interest, and you know, hopefully you know how that all works. Now, I know a lot of you can't trade at this time, or it's really hard for you. I will be doing at least one live session at the Power Hour for YouTube. So look for that this week. I mean, maybe more. It just depends on my schedule a lot. And then we can come in on that. Now, we're coming close to $200 for the day. How are you guys doing, Charlotte? They're over $1,000. Yeah, if you have 200, well, not all of them are over 1,000. If you have 200 shares, so they're making, really good money. So that's $5,000 a week, $20,000 a month, just by making this 200 shares and doing the exact same thing you just saw me do. It's your risk level. Can you handle that? Because if you're shaking, then your share size is too high. Get it all the way down to one share. And if you're nervous at one share, stay in the simulator longer. But, like before I became a professional gambler, and that's not what this is, but I was a professional gambler for many years. I would go into the casino with $500 or $1,000, and I would say, I'm going to lose this money and have a good time. Okay. And I almost lost the money on purpose. I took ridiculous chances until I got better and better. So if you look at trading that way to start, like I'm going to lose $10 today, I'm okay with it. Stop though at the $10, and then you start to, learn to handle not being shaky with your share size. Just stuff I've done. Take it or leave it. Remember, I can't give you financial advice. I can't specifically tell you when to go in and out of trades. That is bad news for me. I get in lots of trouble. So I always say speak to a financial advisor. So when I get close to doing that, so I'm just saying, you see me call the trades that I'm going to take the way I see them. You guys may see them totally differently, and you have to do what you have to do. Do I seem paranoid about this? Yes. I've been sued already, guys, if you've been following the channel. So I am paranoid. I've done everything I can do. They didn't win the suits, but who wants to go through that? I don't want to go through that, so, but people can sue you over anything. And I've had so many businesses. At one time I had 30 different civil suits going on, and that would make you think that I'm some kind of criminal. And nope, I can hold my head up high. I won every single case, but it's just like people, I don't know. It's a whole nother story. When I was on vacation in Florida, it was a bit of an intervention that some people sat me down and wanted me to write a book about a particular subject I'm not going to go into right now, and they just gave me all the reasons why I had to do it. One of them was that I'm going to die soon because I'm getting old, and it would all be lost. So I am going to be working on that book. They talked me into it. All right, so I think I'm getting close to stopping. I was thinking about trying to get to 200. It's really holding this 50-cent line, huh? Look at that. So our new channel is kind of between the $65 and the $64.50. Nice and tight. Easy to make money and not lose a lot of money. So let me just look at the patterns here to make sure if I'm definitely still long biased. It's starting to slow down here on the 5-minute. Here's our 15. We don't have any real levels here. I'm going to get rid of this. Those aren't real levels down there. I mean, they were temporary channels. So remember that. I do that, and you might want to practice it. It's just to help me know when to recoil, when it's moving certain price action in between 50 cents and $1. So here we have a whole dollar and a 50-cent. Look, it broke it, though. So this would be a time that you might want to go long here. So let me just look at this. So that's a tweezer move there. At the 23, still didn't go low enough. It went down to 35 cents. I mean, now I look, this is when I really zoom in on the Scalp Pro meter. You look at how strong it was each time. It was more volume with buyers winning out, but yet it went down. So that told me too late that that was a good move to get into. This Scalp Pro meter is amazing that way. And the volume, okay, so it's holding that 50 cents again. Now the sellers are coming up on the, but it didn't make it to the top. I'm going to go for it. So, oh, wow, look at the terrible fill. Oh, God. I was trying to get it at 40, 45, something there, and I got it at 54. So I entered in a bad position already. So that hurt me, and now I'm down because of it. So it's on the 20 moving average now. So let me just take a look at this to see if I want to take a loss or ride this up. Got a bad fill to start with. Bad entry price. Okay, so it's showing a recovery. Scalp Pro meter shows it. I'd like to see that magnet pull up. That would be great. Looks like it really wants to blow here. Let's see if it looks like it really wants to push up here. So I'm holding into an actual move. And it's dying. See, but the buyers were at the top, but the volume went down. So it's kind of a mixed signal. So we want a second green candle here. And then it should push up. There it goes. That got me to 83 anyway. And I got out early. You might say, hey, man, what are you doing? You could have rode it all the way up. It could keep going. And it might not. So I didn't get greedy. I think we're very, very close to 200 now between the other stocks. Yeah, so we're on to the next session. I've got to start another section at 11. Session at 11. So guys, listen. I hope you made some money today. I look over here because this is where my YouTube screen is. So I know a lot of people did well. I had one bad trade. Otherwise, I did good. And we'll cover it in a recap what our total was on this one. And I'm going to see you guys in the morning. So stick around and make some more money if you can using this same strategy. Okay, guys? All right. Well, thanks for watching. And go green.